What's up everybody, Modest Cody here, and today I'm going to be doing my first oil change with the Kitaco clutch cover kit for the Honda Grom. So if you don't know about this, go ahead and check out my old video. I kind of go into a little bit of detail about what this does, but basically you don't have to take this off every time. There's no more spinner inside, so you don't have to do the removing of that piece or the cover for that, cleaning it, and then the whole new gasket, and then the whole new gasket for this. All it is now is there's a little cartridge filter in here, and they're not that expensive. I think I got each one for about $9 shipped to the door, so I think I paid $18 total for two. So that's pretty good considering it's about 11 to 13 for all the gaskets. This adds the little window so you can see, your oil level pretty easily. It looks low right now, but it's because the bike is leaning. So, like I said, going to be doing an oil change today. This is the first one I've done with this thing, so we're going to see how it turned out. As you can see, I don't have the proper oil setup as far as like a funnel and a collection thing. The other thing that sucks about these bikes, especially when you go with the aftermarket exhaust, is that the header is right beneath the bolt, so you have to do it just right. Oh shit, of course I'm leaking out the back. How come you guys didn't say anything? Yeah, pretty good at this, as you can tell. The whole header thing, it really makes it that much more difficult. It took almost the whole quart last time. This is just some GN4. I like how you can just like manhandle this thing. I guess I say that about all my girls. Let's go ahead and seal her up. New crush washer. Moving on. So, just these two, and that should allow me to access the filter. I haven't done this yet, so actually I don't really know. When I put it on, the filter was already in there, so we're gonna do this together for the first time, all right? All right, so first off, here's the old spinner. Look at that thing, and it is pretty hefty, and you can see there's like all kinds of stuff in there. I didn't clean it out, and this one only ran for like 500 miles, maybe less than that, since the last cleaning, so there's actually quite a bit of stuff in there. It's kind of interesting. We'll get back to that in a second. Here is the filter. So it's a Honda little thing. Excuse me, 15412 HB6003. I'll try to remember to put that down in the description. Alright. It says that if you have the bike on the stand, it shouldn't leak when you open this. However, I don't believe that. But I do hope that is the case, because I already made a little bit of a mess here. Well, it looks like it's going to come off without any serious coercion. Alright. It did not make a mess. Interesting though, I don't really see how this works. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So there's the filter. There's the old one. Looks pretty good actually. So I don't know how well you can see that, but there's not really any like big chunks of metal in there, which is a good sign. Obviously, nothing has like shredded off since I put the big bore kit on. By the way, if you aren't sure what I mean by I haven't done this since the last one, or the old style that I had on here, the stock style, I did do the big bore kit on this thing. I had a video I put out about a week ago. You can check and see what I was talking about there. And so I just got done with the break-in. I actually did about 600 miles for my break-in period, just because I don't know why actually. I think I was being kind of OCD about it. Just wanted to make sure that I got it done right. And it seemed like the engine did start acting a little bit better towards the end. It seems like it's broken in. So, okay. So I put the new filter on and drop everything. I think it just snaps on. There you go. Get you guys a little closer. This is how it came out, that side down. I don't know if it matters, but so there's a hole that runs on both sides of these, and then there's a hole on both sides of this as well. So it's clear that it's passing the oil through. There's a hole right here and a hole right up in here. And if you look, you can see over on this side, there's a little like pipe running out over there as well. So it is getting it in and out, flowing, and the pump's right behind that, but a little bit lower. So, oh, sorry, that's about right. Oh, it's on all four sides too, so those holes are also on the back side. One more thing about this, I just got an email today from Hard Racing. So apparently these kits are missing this spring back here sometimes. So you need to check that on yours. And as you saw me opening it, no oil poured out. Now it might be different when there's some in there, but it usually kind of sits down here in the little sump area. So that spring back there is the one they're talking about, and you want to make sure you have that. If you don't, you might have some issues, I guess, with the filter rattling out and falling back in there, and then you're not filtering oil. So check on that. They say to do it even with oil in it, just to make sure it's there. You should do it as quick as possible, and then contact whoever you bought it from if it's not there, about, you know, fixing that. Let's put her back together. Why don't you want to go in? There we go. All right, so that's done. So now I'm going to put in this stuff, some synthetic. It might be too soon for the engine. You know, it's almost like you want to break it in for like 1,200 miles before you switch. I mean, that's kind of what I feel about these small engines, and definitely with a big bore kit, to get it to make sure all those little scrapings are out of there. And this supposedly lowers the lubricity, or however you pronounce it. Doesn't do it as well. I don't know much about that. I just think my stock engine ran better with the synthetic in it. After a couple of thousand miles, or actually about 1,000 miles, I switched over. So I told you I'd get back to this. Remember, this piece is spinning in here. It's inside here, and if you do this kit, you get to drop this 2 pounds or almost 3 pounds maybe, I can't remember, of rotating mass, and it allows you to make this oil change just like that. Pretty simple. So I did a little bit of research on this rotating mass stuff pretty recently, and there's a lot to this. So if this is 2 pounds that you're removing from the engine, actually rotating it, it's equivalent to removing like a lot more, like maybe 20 pounds off the top of the bike. So anything that's spinning and you can lighten it, that really is helpful. This is actually, I feel like, a really bad decision on Honda's part to do this, for the power part, and then also for the ease of cleaning and maintenance part. This is so much easier, and it's so much more modern. They could totally have done it. I don't know why they didn't. Anyways, so this stuff's pretty good too, this Motul. I'm sure there's other bottles that do this, but for the fact that when you pull the lid off, it turns into a little spout that's pretty flexible too. So you should be able to do it pretty easily without making too big of a mess. Just like that, basically. A little bit of a mess. Looks like we're getting there. I think it really now does take pretty much one of these whole entire quarts after adding the oil cooler to it. Yeah, it looks like we're about right in the middle, so I think I can do it all because, oh god, I got crazy. Just gonna put the rest in because it was like right below the middle, and it's gonna draw some into that oil cooler too, so we want to make sure that it has enough. As per usual, make a little bit of a mess. Oh, by the way, this is the original dipstick, and they require that you cut the tip off. So if you have like an aftermarket metal one, you might not be able to use it. You might have to get a different one that doesn't have the actual dipstick on it, like if it was for the stock setup. All right. I just took her out for a quick spin. It is pretty dark outside, so I didn't take you guys along for the ride. But really, the intentions of this video were just to show those of you that are on the fence about buying this product how simple it is to do the oil change with this new clutch cover on here. So just a couple things to kind of recap from this whole video. First of all, yeah, you're going to have a slight power gain from that loss of rotating mass, and you're going to have a simplified oil change process. You don't have to scrape gaskets, you don't have to replace gaskets, you don't have to clean out spinners, you don't have to remove all those bolts. It's just 2 bolts, well 3 plus the oil plug, and swap in the cartridge filter, which you can get pretty readily all over the internet. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like the video and subscribe, please. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. I try to get back to them as soon as I see them. Other than that, guys, take care, and until next time, Grom on, my friends. Grom on. I like chicken, I like liver, meow mix, please deliver, la-di-da-di-da. Oh, hello.